Hey, welcome to BreitWerks. What are you looking at? I don't know, you guys figure it out. Let's see, I think there's a dead giveaway right there. But, yes. This is gonna be cool. We're gonna get the engine tray off. We're gonna do an annual service, a little bit of undercarriage care for, but, yeah, you're gonna have to watch to the end of the video if you don't already know what this is. It's a pretty intense little Porsche. I will say that it is a 964. So, it's a 964. What does that mean? Well, let's get that engine tray off and then we'll show you a little bit more. Sorry I had to let you guys go so quick there, but I am a firm believer in draining the oil when it's as hot as possible, so that you get as much of it out as you can. Anyway, what are we looking at? Well, if you haven't guessed by now, this is a 964 Carrera RS. What a cool car. So, got the service done, got the underside detailed, and yeah, wow. Lots of different surfaces, so used wax, used bow shield, and pearl. But yeah, that's kind of awesome. Just a neat car. What's interesting on this guy, well, hell, there's a ton of interesting stuff on this guy. So you can pick it out for yourselves, but when we go topside, we'll look at it. But yeah, I can't figure out if it was ice blasted or what. But here's the kind of shit that just makes me mad, right? You know, you can actually put a proper wrench on that tie rod to adjust it, and they always use pliers. So, place where I get rent time on their alignment rack, we always make sure we got the right tools. Because, you know, that's not a big deal, right? Nobody's gonna freak out over that. But when you see stuff like that, you're just like, come on, seriously? But yeah, I do like the license plate. Kind of neat. But magnesium wheels. They look like they still have some kind of a coating on them. It's not a bad idea. Magnesium has a tendency to do bad things. But yeah, you don't see that every day. Not every day. But underside is all cleaned and ready for another year. I was all set to deal with these magnesium wheels. I was like, oh, we're gonna do brake fluid this year. And then I tested the brake fluid, less than 1% water. So no reason to dive in there and go crazy. But very cool car. And I'll show you a couple of the other little RS things that are up top. But yeah, I mean, talk about being in good shape. So our job is to help keep it in good shape, at least the bottom side of it. Hey, look at that. There's another heater hose wire I got to clip off. So we're going to get onto that. We'll get the car down. Actually, we're going to put this sound pad back on first, and then we'll do it. But yeah, just really awesome vehicle, two-wheel drive, but kind of cool. Definitely what all the G-body guys wish they could do. All right, we'll start from my favorite part, and yeah, holy cow. You just check this out, right? You say, hey, 1992. Wow. This thing was kept in very good shape, and it was owned by, well, let's just say somebody famous. But yeah, these things, the only downside to 64s and the 93s, 964s and 993s, is when you're trying to put oil in them, it's like trying to feed your kid Brussels sprouts. They get to 6 quarts and then you gotta do a whole rigmarole. But we got her fully changed. Only a couple little minor over drips. But yeah, check that out, right? 964. So for my normal SC and Carrera guys, twin plug Dizzy, right? Nice, very nice. But you look at it, you say, wow, that's like a 3.2 airbox. Well, it is an RS, so it's got a lot of different parts. Notice certainly no AC. But one thing that was interesting to me is, you know, Porsche spent all this time taking out, and I'll show you some of the really trick stuff here, but they left this giant pulley, right? So why didn't they just put on a single pulley? I am sure, as a matter of fact, I know that there's an upgrade out there. But yeah, so as we walk around this guy, so what's special? Well, this is supposedly aluminum. And then here's one of the things that scares the shit out of me about this particular car. And I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do it justice. But if you notice, the glass is about half the thickness of the normal glass. So every time I shut the door, I'm always worried about cracking glass. So when you talk about, you know, what did Porsche do to make this thing that special? You know, the lightweight glass, that's a big deal. And then very cool steering wheel, right? It's got the RS steering wheel. And then this is reminiscent to me of the 959, right? You had the 959 with the tricolored seats, but these guys are sport buckets set up, ready to go. There's no folding those forward. The back seat, Carrera RS, there's no seats back there. What else is up here that's kind of neat? It's a radio delete for sure. None of the AC stuff, right? Everything is just very, basic's the wrong word. I guess utilitarian would be the right word. Definitely a utilitarian car. Yeah, the headliner's kind of the same. Some of you guys out there will know more about this car than me, for sure. Probably more than Adrian Streether knows. And he's written the books on these things. So if you have some interesting factoids, let me know, because that would be cool. And then here's another thing, right? So 964, 1992, it's crank windows because it saved a ton of weight. And then these are what everybody tries to copy, right? These are the real RS door panels. So where you've got the handle in the middle and you've got the pull strap to release the doors. So that's kind of neat. Definitely people try to emulate that all over the place. This was interesting to me. First time I saw the car, they set the tire pressures up square, 36, 36. Kind of interesting. Red seat belts, of course, for those of you that love those types of things. And then let's see, we make our way around. I already made a big enough deal about the wheels, the windows. I just think that's an amazing touch when Porsche does stuff like that, like the magnesium roof on the, what is it, the Weissach edition of the GT3s or the GT3 RSs. Then when you come under here, there is not a whole lot here. As a matter of fact, we're not going to spend a lot of time here because there's no hood struts. There's a hood pin. So that hood pin comes down. Can't do this with one hand. But that hood pin comes down because they got rid of the hood struts. So, you know, everything is just totally utilitarian, right? Definitely built to go on the racetrack. No two ways about that. And then, I don't know, but let's see, just Schwarz. So it is black. And the finish, whoever polished this out deserves a shout out. I don't know who did it, but very rare that you see a black car that doesn't have any swirls in it. And I know the owner keeps a cover on it and things like that, but at the same time, you know, to not see any swirls in that black paint, it's not a performance thing. Some of you guys are going to be like, oh, stop worrying about how clean the car is, go drive them. But it actually is kind of cool when you look at a car and it actually presents the way it's supposed to. Definitely unreal. So, little piece of Porsche history here. 964 Carrera RS, one of the real deals. And other than that, I mean, I wish I knew more about these cars. I haven't spent a tremendous amount of time. Oh, I did find out no central locking. You've got to unlock the doors. So that's another piece that they did. But it just gets me in how thin the glass is. So I think the front hood is also aluminum. I would have to go check the reference book to double check that. But I'm sure some of you guys out there know about this. Not kind of a cool car, a very cool car. So it was just in here for an annual service, and we detailed the undercarriage while we were at it. But yeah, just looking in here, none of that AC junk anywhere. It is built to go and eat up the tarmac. I almost forgot to do you guys' favorite part. All right, if you stuck around to the end, we are gonna fire this little lady off. It's gonna make all kinds of 964, 993 noises. It's got a little bit of a deeper burble. But we got her a little warm. But hey, thanks for watching. Have yourself a fantastic day, and check us out at BreitWerks.com. Hit that like button and subscribe too if you like these videos.